Yo guys, today I'm going to be telling you how I got qualified to day 2 in the Brawl Stars Championship. So here's our first match of the day against our last team. And we start off with a Spike, a Stu, and a Max against a Kenji, Griff, and Meg. I super down there with the Spike in order to pressure the Kenji. I started by pressuring the Meg. I realized I'm pinched, but I still tried to go in due to ping issues. I unfortunately die there. Meg does get demeched there. Alright, I push up and super with my teammate Retro here. There's a little bit of lag. I get knocked back by the Meg going back into her Meg form. I don't know how. We get the team wipe, and now we just have to hold God Zone for the rest of the game. Retro does get a nice super onto the Griff. Make sure that he can't move anywhere. I pop an early hypercharge because the Meg popped the hypercharge. Kenji goes for the super. Unfortunately hits both of us. Retro is able to demech the Meg. OCS goes for a hyper play on the Meg but dies. Unfortunately I get the trade for him. At this point the game was practically won for us. All we had to do was just alternate going into the zone. Retro Pop gets a second hyper, supers the Meg. The Meg D-Max, she dies. I get knocked back. OC is just going crazy. And yeah, Kenji supers, I dash away. Now at this point, we basically practically already won the game. We just need one quick push in. So that's what we do. We just push straight into the zone with our super. OC goes in, get some seconds, and we kill everyone. It's just me and the Meg left, and I get the win for round 1 with some alright stats. Game number 2, it's Layer Cakes, Max, Edgar, and Griff against Damien, Carl, and Meeple. I start off by feeding my super against the Damien, and we try to push up here and pressure. We do pressure. Retro almost gets a nice kill on to the Damien, but the Carl gadgets in. I hyper super onto with the Edgar, and unfortunately we lose. Unfortunately, that was not a very valuable hyper super. OCS is left low. Retro does get a nice wall break, knocking back the Damien. Now I'm trying to lane the Carl. I'm struggling, so now I'm just in the back off screen while these three try to pressure me. I'm trying to feed my super off the Carl, and then eventually waiting for my Edgar to get a super, so that way I can super, and then OCS goes for the super. Unfortunately, the Meeple does stun, so we are unable to get the kill there. I tried to get the Damien here. He's unfortunately left on 1 HP. At this point, I'm like, alright guys, this game is going to set number 3 because we're down by 7 stars. OCS just tried to go for a play with his hyper here. He is unable to. He just gets pressured back. Now it's like the last 20 seconds of this game. There's almost nothing we can do anymore. We're down by 9 stars. And Retro does try to go for the Damien. He unfortunately dies. And then at this point, I'm just playing for the stat farm at this point, because there's no way that we can win this. So on to set number 3 with some really bad stats from me and my teammates. Now it's our last set, set 3, Griff, Edgar, and Cole against Rico, Crow, and Cord. OC starts out by pushing up against Cord here. Okay, and then we get some good damage here. OCS does get the safe crack. He also gets the Rico, which means that's even more safe damage. Now we're down here. I'm trying to link Rico and get the wall breaks down. I'm just farming the Rico. I am able to get my super. Retro gets a nice clip onto the save. Now I'm on the save, and I got down to 42%. OCS is just doing his thing, and then he gets a nasty gadget, able to get a lot of damage. That's 25% now. Now at this point, we're 1 game off, and this is the game to qualify for day 2 of qualifiers. The Crow walks back here. He doesn't know that I'm here. I get a lot of damage. I super the safe. I completely ignore the Crow, and now OC gets super on the safe, and he wins the game.